Welcome to Outside View Scandals. Today we're delving into an ancient tale of betrayal, ambition and political intrigue, the affair of the Seven against Thebes. It's a story so filled with drama, backstabbing and questionable decisions that it could rival any modern-day political scandal. So buckle up, because ancient Greece had its fair share of messy politics and military blunders. Let's begin with the backdrop. Thebes, one of the most powerful city-states in ancient Greece, had a knack for being at the center of trouble. This particular affair begins with a classic family feud, because what's a good Greek tragedy without some good old-fashioned family drama? The seeds of conflict were sown with Oedipus, the king of Thebes. Yeah, that Oedipus, the famous for unwittingly killing his father and marrying his mother. After discovering the horrifying truth, Oedipus did what any reasonable person would do. He blinded himself and abdicated the throne. This left his two sons, Eteocles and Polynices, to take over. And here's where the real scandal starts. The brothers agreed to share power by ruling Thebes in alternating years. That sounds like a sensible solution, right? Well, not in ancient Greece. When it was time for Eteocles to step down and let Polynices rule, he conveniently decided he quite liked being king. So he refused to give up the throne. Polynices, understandably upset, didn't just sulk in a corner. He fled Thebes, gathered allies from other city-states, and returned with an army to claim what he saw as his rightful place on the throne. This alliance became known as the Seven against Thebes, named after the seven leaders of the coalition. And let's pause here for a moment, because when you think about it, isn't it a bit dramatic to gather an entire army over a sibling squabble? The ancient equivalent of taking your ball and going home, but with spears and chariots. And now let's talk about these seven leaders. They weren't exactly paragons of virtue. They came from different Greek city-states, each with their own motives for joining the campaign. Some were motivated by honor, others by greed, and a few were likely in it for the chaos. Among them was Adrastus, the king of Argos, who played the role of ringleader. He had a personal connection to Polynices through marriage, which makes you wonder, was he helping out of loyalty, or did he just see an opportunity to extend his influence? Then there was Tydeus, known for being impulsive and violent. He famously killed a whole group of Theban envoys sent to negotiate peace. Not exactly a diplomatic approach. And let's not forget Amphiaraus, a seer who joined the campaign despite knowing it would end in disaster. He was coerced into participating by his wife, who was bribed with a shiny necklace. So yes, even in ancient Greece, some decisions boiled down to jewelry. And when Polynices and his allies marched on Thebes, the city braced for war. Thebes was well fortified and had the support of its citizens, making it a tough nut to crack. The seven leaders decided to attack the seven gates of Thebes simultaneously. It's a bold but risky strategy. And spoiler alert, it didn't end well. The battle was brutal, with heavy casualties on both sides. In the climactic moment, the two brothers Eteocles and Polynices faced off in single combat. In true tragic fashion, they killed each other, leaving Thebes leaderless and the coalition in disarray. And now, you might think that this would be the end of it, right? Wrong. Because this is ancient Greece, where no scandal is complete without some divine intervention. The gods, as usual, had opinions about the whole affair, and Zeus, the king of the gods, was reportedly displeased with the hubris of the seven. Some accounts suggest that their defeat was as much divine punishment as it was a result of poor military planning. But the aftermath of the war didn't just affect Thebes and the coalition. It had ripple effects across Greece. Thebes emerged battered but victorious, reinforcing its reputation as a resilient city-state. The coalition, on the other hand, became a cautionary tale about the dangers of ambition and poor leadership. The surviving members of the Seven were either killed in the battle or met grim fates later on. And here's where the ironic twist comes in. For all the drama, bloodshed, and political maneuvering, the war didn't change much. Thebes remained Thebes. The brothers were both dead, and the power struggle solved absolutely nothing. In fact, the whole affair is often remembered less for its political implications and more for its sheer tragic spectacle. So what lesson can we take from the affair of the Seven against Thebes? Well, for one, don't trust family agreements in ancient Greece. Second, maybe think twice before starting a war over the throne. It rarely ends well. And third, if you're going to involve a seer, at least listen to their warnings. And this saga also reminds us that scandals, whether ancient or modern, often boil down to the same things: ambition, betrayal, and a touch of hubris. So thank you for joining me on Outside View Scandals again. And if you enjoyed this dive into ancient Greek drama, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And there's plenty more intrigue, betrayal, and scandal where that came from. Until next time, stay curious and stay skeptical, and the next video is right here in the end screen.